Hello, everybody. I always go live and then just start. So I'm going to do what other people do when they're about to start class and like wait for some like audience to join. I'll give it like a few minutes and then I appreciate y'all joining me for Cheer Chat. There's some stuff going on that I definitely want to talk about, and I'm hoping this can actually be more interactive because stuff's getting real, you guys. So I want to know what you think. I can read without mentioning names for the actual episode, but this all impacts us, so I'm just curious what you guys think about it. So I'm probably not going to wait that long, honestly. I'm hungry and my stomach might growl, so we'll kind of get started. Like, oh, stop. Thank you, Danielle. She says, my hair is flat. Cut it. I tried to like curl. Oh, my hair doesn't cooperate. I don't get the cute little flip action and the soft waves that everybody else does. So I got one curl to semi-act right. So thank you for acknowledging my effort. Um, did you guys have like a good Memorial Day weekend? Excuse me. Of course, my voice is going out. Um, I ended up taking Friday off from work because I needed some more R&R. I don't know if you guys are in that space of just feeling a little overwhelmed with working or even overwhelmed with not working, but I think I hit a wall. I was like, give me Friday and Monday and hopefully. Hi, Michelle. How are you feeling? I hope you are feeling better. You guys, everybody wish Shelvon a nice, speedy recovery, feeling better. Not to put you on blast, but we all love you and obviously want you to be well, and it's good to see you. Um, but yeah, I took a day off. Hopefully everybody got some relaxation in. If you're in a space that's not, super strict on the whole social distancing, that you actually were very, very careful. I'm getting hella nervous about all the festivities that I see people doing, okay? Like full on packed beaches, lakes, like I'm nervous, but I am excited about the time that we can actually like interact with one another and travel. I need to get out of here. Seattle's behaving right now, but it was rainy yesterday, all weekend. It was like gross. So, you guys ready to get started? There's actually like people. Okay, whatever. So, welcome to the Pro Cheerleading Podcast, little live cheer chat. This episode has yet to be named because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and I wait for this like, clouds parting, like angels singing moment where I find like the perfect song. But this episode, I'm interviewing Johnny Rogers. I'm sure you guys all know Johnny XOXO or something like that on Instagram. Former Raiderette dancer. So cool, so chill. I took her pro action dance class. I think a lot of you were in there now that I'm looking at names. On Friday, she did a whole Britney Spears "Slave for You" routine, and she's just she's just got such a vibe that I'm like waiting for this song to drop. And we talked about so many different things, so it's not like one theme for the episode, but I'm really excited to share it with you guys. If you have a song that you think is like, oh yes, you have to name it this, I will not be, I'm definitely, please DM me because I don't know what exactly happens with these comments. I will happily take that into consideration as I name this episode, but it'll come to me, but I will take help. So anyway, let's go into cheer chat, you guys, because there's a lot to discuss. Okay, so let's just start with the Raiderettes in honor of Johnny. They named their finalists last week, and I'm so excited that all my Schoolin Life. Girl, Danielle. Okay. Can I just give you a big fat hug? Pause, everybody. Schoolin Life, that is actually freaking perfectly on point with what we were talking about, which was just like life in general. You're talking about career and moving across country and just doing a lot of things to establish yourself in this world. So OMG, that is the one. That's the one. And thank you, Della, for offering one too. But I think that's the freaking one. Okay. That just gave me like a sigh of relief. But back to y'all. Congratulations, Danielle, for one. There's so many people I want to congratulate, but I'm just going to like give one big fat congratulations to the Raiderettes finalists. I think it's super exciting. And I hope that finals coming up is going to be, manageable for you traveling down to Las Vegas, unless they've changed things, who knows. But as far as I know, I thought you guys were going to be doing something in person. So best of luck to you guys in the finals, and obviously being a part of the first team in Vegas. That's huge and super, super exciting. So I'm proud of you guys. You hang in there, and you like, all of you going through this process are doing the damn thing. So congrats. Okay. Congrats. I'm so excited for you guys. Okay. Let's talk about the Redskins because they are having their finals this Friday. They're doing a virtual show, and I have no idea what that means. I actually just want to be surprised. I don't even want to like ask people, but this Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, they are going to hold their show, their virtual show, which you know is a show. I think there's still a highlight on the story of what that experience was like last year. So it's a show you don't want to miss. But they're doing it on their Facebook page, the Washington Redskins cheerleaders Facebook page. And I don't know, is it going to be recorded live? Are you guys actually practicing in person? Are you doing Zoom practices? Like, it is such a rigorous 2 weeks, what we found out from Candace when we interviewed her. So I'm dying to see what you guys are doing. It's nice to be able to get, I just said I wish we can get a little bit of behind the scenes of the auditions process last week. And to think that we get to see some of the finals makes me extremely excited. So it's coming up. They look like they're working hard. They have some online voting process. If you guys want to go vote for your favorites, do that. I think you can vote once a day or something like that. But so many talented women. They're gorgeous. I'm sure they're going to have a great squad this year. Hopefully we are doing something this year that they can actually like perform, but we'll get to that. Okay, next up is the Los Angeles Rams. They opened up their virtual auditions process. The preliminary round is Saturday, June 13th. So registration's open. It closes on June 11th. I think they send you all the information once you apply. So I don't have the scoop. So if somebody's already applied and there's something unique about the auditions process that you want to share, hit me up, let me know. I'm terrible at like following this, and I actually don't know how you submit questions, how you read them. But if you guys want to teach me by submitting a question that you want me to discuss, please do it. I'll try my best. All right, you guys ready to get to the whole little one of the topics that's like, whoa. Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars. I put it in the story, but they decided that they're not going to conduct auditions for the 2020 squad. Due to health, safety, and logistics concerns during this pandemic. I'm kind of like reading the announcement. They are pleased to welcome back eligible cheerleaders from the 2019 team for the 2020 season and will resume auditions in 2021. When I saw that, I was just like, whoa, it's getting real. So I don't know what the Jaguars organization is processing about their ability to reopen their facilities, if they were realizing where the cheerleaders fit in or didn't, or if they just figured it was easier to just not go through an auditions process virtually. But for everybody who was, I mean, there's pros and cons, right? Like for people who were preparing to audition for the Jaguars, staying glued to any notifications or announcements of what they were going to do, and trying to stay ready for whatever, you probably weren't staying ready for the chance that there would just be no audition whatsoever. Like, I think because so many teams were having their virtual auditions, just announcing even as recently as the Rams did, I could see you not even thinking that there's a chance that they won't do it. It's just a matter of when. And I was a little shocked. Were y'all shocked? I was shocked. For vets, I mean, that's cool that they won't have to go through auditions, and they already kind of know the drill, and to the extent there's like a lot of things changing and you need people to kind of know where to go, where you can be, like explaining this to people without having like the whole rookie vibe. I mean, I think it's a plus, but at the same time, do they even know what they're signing up for if they actually go back or to the team? I don't know. It's really, I was just sad. Overall, my overall reaction was, this is really, really unfortunate. But at the same time, it just makes me think, what's going on behind closed doors? Like, I'm nosy. I want to know how those kind of conversations go down. And then also just thinking about, there are directors leading these programs, and they're kind of probably more or less powerless as to how these decisions come out. And we don't even know to what extent their jobs are even safe. If their whole entire existence is managing auditions process, managing the team, going through all of these steps to bring about this game entertainment, and there's really so much uncertainty around the games, like, it just made me think that there's other people involved and impacted other than just the dancers. So I'm sure this must be difficult for them too. They have jobs, families, and, managing a social media, presence for your team in the interim is probably not necessarily justifying, the full role that they usually have. So I feel for everybody involved. I was looking at the comments. There were people who definitely were kind of shaming the organization. Like, that's a shame that you guys, like everybody else, is going through the process. Why couldn't you do it? I think it cuts both ways. I mean, if you don't have like a solid plan, I could see, why some teams are, hanging back to make that decision. And we still have a few that we haven't heard anything from yet. That would be the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Chargers, and the 49ers. So I don't know, you guys. What do you think? I was just like wanting to like check in with you guys. Do you think that more teams are going to make the decision that the Roar just made? Because that's deep. I mean, and probably likely. So, we're just seeing how this is all shaking out, and maybe this just, with too much uncertainty, is too hard to plan around all these dang on contingency plans. So, and everybody else was in the holding pattern for finals. Like, what if you've been waiting around as a finalist and they're just not going to end up having the in-person, or just scrapping the squad and only pick, I don't know. I don't mean to be like, what if this, what if that? But, like, what if though? If there isn't a real way to resume what you started as an auditions process, that's what worries me. Okay, so we got some comments. Someone said, I hope not. And someone commented, I was devastated, but the world we live in is just so uncertain. Yeah, oh my gosh, someone's been waiting for the Patriots for 6 weeks. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that like? I'm sure there's communication, and I'm hoping, right? It's not like you made the team or you made finals and then there's just nothing. But what if they have nothing to update? But 6 weeks of like basically staying in finalist shape and finalist mode, waiting for a very short announcement of what they expect from you, that's really, really tough. I'm so sorry. It is devastating. I mean, I know people have been, like, let's be real, the auditions process goes all the way back to like, December if you're trying to be good during the holidays, right? But like at least the beginning of the year, then we're talking 6 months. It's like June next week of training, of getting your mind right. And this is so painful for it to drag out any longer than necessary. We all know that. Like, it's hard enough as is, and we need it to be nice, little compact. I'm going to go in hard and do all these things and not have it extend for months on end. So I feel for you guys. I really, really do. That hit like, right here. I'm curious how the vets feel and if everybody's coming back. I'm reading another comment. It's uncertain for training camp, but they're waiting for the holds to be lifted more. And that makes sense. You can't try to have people gather in one place for a training camp when there are still local regulations on how many people can gather at one time. And if they're not able to be in the facility, where are they going to do that logistically? The gyms still aren't open. So there's so many just logistical pieces to this puzzle, you guys. And I hope that more teams aren't moving this direction. I'm looking forward to seeing either some kind of announcement. I would even want like just wait and do like a freaking crazy one weekend or over the course of 1 week, knock it out, pick your squad. Just don't just not do it. I don't know. Anyway, okay. The next little topic, you guys, the NBA. So very similarly, it's like an abrupt stop March 11th. They haven't even finished their current season, but there's been some reports that they, in conjunction with the Players Association, if you guys remember when I first launched the season, talking about kind of like they can't just make these decisions in a vacuum. They have to kind of chat with the Players Association and make sure that what their plans are, like testing, safety, all those things are discussed from the players' perspective because they have a union. But anyway, they have been in discussions about starting up their season in late July and kind of like having everything take place at Disney's ESPN Wild World of Sports complex. That's such a mouthful. Like when I was down there for Pro Bowl, it's like, can you just call it the complex or something? I don't know. Anyway, that big old complex would kind of host all 30 teams in a somewhat controllable environment. And so that's what they're entertaining, where they might gather all of them together, play a few games, and then go into like this playoff format. But they're wanting to have that be the campus for games, practices, and housing, which means like there would be some kind of bubble that they're trying to create so that you can kind of probably trying to control exposure to the virus. But that's a lot logistically. Obviously, there's the testing, how many players, coaches, staff from each team would get to be there. It's a huge behind complex, but logistically that's a lot, which led me to think, right? Where do the dancers, and if we don't fit in, fine, we don't fit in. I'm not trying to act like the world revolves around us, but, if you're thinking about having NBA games in that kind of format and obviously having them televised, is there any sense of fan entertainment or game entertainment? Like, I don't know. And if so, will the dancers be a part of that? And that would require, if you can hear, like a lot of logistical stuff that I just can't see happening. And I know that the dancers for the NBA probably have processed the end of their season a lot more than everybody in the NFL, who's kind of in flux and trying to build the next team for next year. But it's like, it's just sad to see it kind of continue and then you can't be a part of it either, right? But it sounds like that's the direction the NBA is at least going, which leads to more questions. I'm a lawyer in my mind. I have questions. But, if they're starting late July, and in this format, they're not really talking about obviously the 2020-2021 season, but obviously the auditions process for NBA teams will have to be like way, way delayed. If anybody has thoughts on the NBA and like what the real likelihood of how that's going to play out, comment below. But I just think as more updates come out, I'm going to talk about it. It's probably a lot of like question, what about this? What about that? But it kind of annoys me that there's just not like a more holistic reporting of like what this really means. So if anybody feels like they have some inside information about it that they can share or want to share, or just a perspective about to what extent the cheerleaders or dancers are brought into the conversation. I mean, I think you guys would feel comforted to know that. It doesn't have to be a definitive, this is what we've decided, because it's a lot of uncertainty, but just having a sense for like that we're still part of the picture, at least from like a respectfully let you know what's going on kind of an angle. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Okay. You guys, I have been, so let me back up. We're over with the Rona. I'm done talking about the Rona. So when we started the podcast, comment, hold please. Thoughts on the Roar announcing they are doing cheerleader auditions this year and sticking with eligible team from last season. Yes, Neely, we led with that. I definitely, it was more like a reporting. I mentioned just being pretty disappointed, but understanding obviously the reality of maybe just not having enough information to really plan to hold an audition and not really know what you're going to do next. Like I was just saying, I'm in vote of like a wait it out and then do a like crash course auditions process that you've at least been planning for in that way, rather than kind of having everybody in limbo for such a long period of time. It just makes me uncomfortable because it's hard for people to make plans and all of that. So it was very, very disappointing. But you'll hear about it more on the episode tomorrow. But the question that I wanted to ask you guys, because when we started the podcast and we took on like all of the like controversial topics, like our weight, what we're paid, the crazy rules we have to follow, we kind of just like snuck this topic into the rules episode, but it was one that I just thought from our perspective that we probably should talk about, but it would require some participation points. And I just kind of want to get a sense for what you guys think about trying to take it on. So it's the question that probably everybody gets a million times about dating players as a pro cheerleader or pro dancer. And, it's an eye roll for sure. But there's also, I mean, let's be real, it happens. There's people who are famous now for marrying off, with some of these players and whatnot. But I was just thinking if you guys we could take on the topic in so many different ways, right? I mean, if you guys want to have like an anonymous episode and you write in either situations, questions, opinions, etc., that would just be completely anonymous that I can read and respond to for the show. That's one thing. Just like opinions on it, right? Like, is it necessary? Is it fair? How much interaction you actually have with them? What guys might think of it? Like, I could structure a show around it, but I'm just curious if you guys would be interested or not. So I will wait for comments. Otherwise, you guys can DM me. You know that. I mean, I get so many messages from you guys that are completely kept confidential. That's my steez as a lawyer anyway. Like, it's just, I respect everybody's privacy, and obviously nobody wants their stuff on blast. But it's not like I'm looking for some like tea-ish juicy episode, but it's just like, it's an interesting topic. I think it's interesting. I have thoughts. So let me know. Okay, it's interesting because different teams have different policies. Exactly, Neely. There are. Some teams don't have rules around it. Others used to not have rules and then developed rules, maybe because things that have happened. But I just think that, we're all grown-ups. I like the anonymous idea too. If people trust that it would be anonymous and you can write my friend had said or allegedly or however you want to phrase it, and I think it can be entertainment as well as just like us discussing and debating a topic without it being like salacious and juicy. This is not Real Housewives, but yes, people ask about it all the time. So I think we could take it on. It'll be from our perspective. There will obviously be people who are like, hell no, that never happens, and no, and then clutching my pearls. And then there'll be those that can speak to it maybe a little bit more freely, more openly, whatever. And we're adults. We're all adults. And let's be real. The guys are like, hot as F. They're in shape. They're, it's not so much about the money. And, but it's not like it's this far-fetched thing. Okay? It's not. But at the same time, we're doing a job and they're like coworkers. So it's kind of like nobody's really checking for you either. So let me know your thoughts. I think it'll be kind of a fun episode. So I also thought a makeover episode would be fun too, but I know you guys are so shy. Like, I know I'm shy, but sometimes it's, it's a matter of putting yourself out there, and I get it. But things will be so much more fun and entertaining if we are able to kind of just communicate and just, vibe with each other. I know that makeovers don't always go smoothly. Sometimes it's amazing, but sometimes it's not. So just episode ideas. You guys let me know what you think. Okay? And hi, everybody who's joining. And comment, because I don't want to miss it. The last thing that I want to discuss is just the contest that was launched on Saturday. All Pro 3, I feel like their name has changed, or I always say it wrong. But All Pro reached out about having a giveaway where they were going to give away like either one or two registration voucher codes to attend their virtual dance conference or convention that they have. It's usually in Atlanta, and it's so, fun and stressful. Like, I've only gone once, and that was a lot. But everybody gathers from all these different teams, and they have really, really quality instructors, directors, choreographers that are teaching. So if you are not tired of dancing your behind off and want to go, it's simple to enter. You guys have been dancing all over the place, so I figured you didn't really need to create a dance video, but just if you're not following the podcast, follow, like the post, comment about why you want to go, and then tag me in a video you dancing. And I'll just kind of like have a way of selecting winners on June 3rd. That's in a week. But the giveaway closes on Saturday at 11:59. But how cool is it to get something for free? I would take it. So if you're interested in entering, go ahead and look at the post. It's on the account, and you can kind of follow the steps to enter. And that's all I kind of have for Cheer Chat. I will definitely pause if people have any questions or want to react to any of the stuff that I said. And in the meantime, I'll talk about how much fun I had with Johnny. Super excited about the episode tomorrow. again, she's very seasoned in the NFL, dancing with the Raiders for 6 years, and hearing about the 5-year break that she took and kind of where her mind was at and just the different things that she experienced while she was off the team, becoming a coach for college. I think it was Berkeley and University of Miami most recently, and just like navigating your life, relocating, packing up all the way from Oakland, moving to Miami, and and just life stuff, right? Like adjusting to a new job, something that might not be the greatest fit, just networking, really just trying to find your way. And I think it relates to a lot of people's experience right now as they're trying to make their dreams come true, to be on these teams where they're having to weigh all these decisions. And, it's just like grown folk stuff. So again, School in Life, Danielle, I owe you. I think it's perfect. She shares her experience. She tells us some juicy details about Pro Bowl, just some things that really brought to life for me, like what it's like and how they are just so well connected and bonded after that experience. So I can't wait to share it with you. And I have a title now, so I'm even more excited. But you guys talk to me before I close out. I kind of love this format. Like I said, it makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself. Unless you guys don't comment, and then I am talking to myself. But if that's it, I'm going to sign off, finish editing, and get this up for you guys around midnight. Any thoughts? Hit me up. Send me a DM. If you commented and I missed it, then that sucks. You love it? Yay! Hi, Ashley. Congratulations on the finals. I'm so excited for you guys. Best of luck to everybody who's still going through it. Get those applications in for the teams that have opened it. Keep me posted. Stay safe. And I will see you next week. Thank you.